Welcome to another TT Daily Roundup, and the TT Daily Roundups wouldn't be the Roundups without at least one visit to Smivey's Nan's garage. You might know it as the Between the Hedges set, but we know it. I mean, try and explain it for the people at home, because all they'll see is a beautiful backdrop. But what's going on in here, Lee?
It stinks of two-stroke.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, and filter cleaning oil.
Yeah.
If you know what that is.
Tools,
Yeah.
rags, and only a couple of days ago, the GOAT, the greatest of all time, was in here.
Yeah, it's like I feel privileged to be standing on the same carpet.
Imagine what he thought walking in here.
I reckon they thought the guys were going to try and kidnap him.
Hold him hostage.
Yeah.
Anyway, day off today. Not a day off for us because we're still producing. The boys are still producing Between the Hedges. If you've not seen season 2, make sure you go and check it out. I'm not in that one. Are you in that one?
No.
You are in that one?
Oh, I am in that one.
Yeah, I'm not in it, but I might be in season 3, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that one coming in the new year. Lee, day off for the riders, day off for the teams, but is it really a day off?
Not for us, we're still grafting, aren't we? But no, the teams will be working. Obviously they have to get the superbikes ready because there's going to be more racing tomorrow. They won't have time to work on the superbikes then, and nobody wants to leave anything sitting. The bikes will be getting fully stripped, going right through. There's possibly new engines getting put in for the second superbike race. There's a lot of things that need to happen, so yeah, they're going to be busy.
Now, one team I know that is busy is Todd Ellis and Manu, Clement. Fastest newcomers, fastest ever female in the sidecars, and me and Tom Birchall caught up with them earlier. Do you want to check it out?
Let's have a look.
So it might be a day off from racing, but it's anything but a day off down here. We've just come into the pit garage, and you two in your foreman's, what was it?
My coverall,
Like
yeah.
like a tabard.
Very professional lab coat.
Manu in a dungarees.
Yes,
and
salopette, yeah.
It's salopettes.
Salopette in French.
Oh, oui. Salopette. Yeah, I think
Bonjour,
that's what we
Chris,
used to
ça
call
va?
it. Anyway, still working on the bike, getting it ready. Not a day off for you guys.
No, not a day off. Nice to spend a bit of time though. The sun's just breaking through. Nice to spend a bit of time though, just working on the bike, leisurely, doors open, to talking to the odd people that come past and just enjoying the atmosphere of the paddock.
So no major rush to get that bike ready. You're gonna get it sorted.
Yeah, no major rush. I don't think the weather forecast is particularly good for in the morning, so yeah, hopefully we can get out for a look round tomorrow night.
Put me in quite a difficult position here, Chris.
Why?
To beat us to the 2023 World Championship. No, we raced together
Was good.
tooth and nail, haven't we?
Yeah.
Over the years, and it's been brilliant. But that is short circuit, that's Grand Prix circuit. That's nice, smooth, sweeping, 35, 40-minute races.
Yeah, lovely. Doesn't matter if you clip a curb, doesn't matter if you run wide.
No, you're on a good line, and
Yeah.
if you run a curve.
Plenty of room, yeah. There's no excuse. You should be hitting curbs and white lines and everything like that. But yeah, different sketch here. It's 2 foot off everything, making sure there's enough room to fart.
How did you find the distance? How did you find the what would it be, nearly an hour long race compared to the normal 3/4 maximum that you would do?
Not too bad. I didn't find the distance too bad. It's what shocked me was how fast the lap went compared to watching it over the years. It like within 5 minutes it seemed like it was at Ramsey. But the biggest thing that I did notice was the third lap. The bumps are bigger on the third lap. You're a lot more tired and you're carrying that much fuel at the start of the race in the sidecar. When you get to the end of the race, it's 30, 40 kilos lighter, the bike, so it is a lot more lively. Your oil in your suspension, everything's hotter, so it's not working as it's done all week. So
Is that where the difference in the second lap time came? Because you set an amazing, nearly 140 mile an hour lap, 113.7 I think, which is the fastest ever newcomers. You're the fastest ever female now, aren't you?
Something like that.
By a long way. But your last lap, like we saw in the senior, for them lads, it is their fastest lap, the last flying lap. But yours was just off. Is that a little bit of fatigue, or is it just a different feeling of the bike on the road?
Different feeling of the bike on the road, and we had one pit board, and we had a pit board up at the bungalow, And I come over there and I noticed we was in a bit of no man's land. We had 30 seconds each side of us, and our first TT, we just wanted to finish it. So, like coming back over the mountain, I was just steady away, not over revving it, and just enjoying me ride back down. Nice look over the coast and that, and thought I'll enjoy this. I want to not do out stupid and make sure I finish my first one.
There's not many times you're going to be able to do that.
No.
Is there? The faster you get, the closer you get to that top 5 and then that top 3.
It's brilliant, the newcomers side of it. Your first year, you can be like a sponge taking it all in, but you can be naive to it as well. It's brilliant. People's having little issues here and there, tyres, new bumps and everything, but every bump's a new bump to us. So
Yeah.
I just think, oh yeah, that's the Isle of Man. That's what it
It's
does.
just normal.
It's meant to hurt. It's meant to bruise there, but yeah, it's brilliant. Your first year, you can be naive with it all and just enjoy
So
it.
what's the biggest difference? Obviously, Tom touched on it there. You guys have been fighting in the World Sidecar Championship, but in terms of the paddock, how different is the paddock field there compared to here?
Paddock's a lot different, isn't it?
Yeah,
It
it's a
is-
long wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I don't like to wait, and like when you wait nearly 1 hour on the starting line, I'm like, oh, I just want to go.
You can see in her eyes, she doesn't like being left waiting, the lady doesn't.
Like on the World Championship, sometimes we wait 15 minutes and I'm already like, oh, it's too long.
Yeah.
But like here, 1 hour, I was like, no.
Were you informed that might happen, or is it just things that you pick up from watching it, that you see delays and you kind of just come to expect it when you arrive? Or was it a bit of a shock, like,
No,
gonna be sat here
I
waiting
was
this long.
expecting it, but like...
I kept warning you,
Yeah.
didn't I? The last 2 years, Manu's been across, we've had fantastic weather, and I kept saying all through the winter, I said, look, we've had 2 of the best years in the history, so just don't get too confident. Yeah, I said the Isle of Man will come back, and we're due a bad year, we're due some rain, and we're due some missed sessions and that, so just be prepared to not do out for a day or two.
You've been here with your dad. He raced at TT, hasn't
Yeah,
he?
24 years I've been here now. This is my 24th year I've come in.
How old are you?
29.
Right. So you've known this for most of your life.
Mm.
I was the same, as in, came here as a kid on holiday, and you always just have one eye on it, don't you? You half know the circuit. You've been doing laps, and it's
When you grow up
subliminally
around
coming
it.
in.
Yeah, when you grow up around it, it's they say you're
Has that helped
newcomers.
you?
You're not a newcomer to it because you've been around the paddock for so long, and it was only like the last couple of years when we took a really serious interest in it. You go around and you know the track. You could plonk me on any part of the track and know where it is, but it's in that last little bit, learning the bumps, learning the potholes, and what has helped us most that a lot of people don't realise with being a newcomer, and that's helped us with being here for so many years, is a little bits that are frightened and that are unforgotten about, like scrutineering and where to sign on, and the system of going through stuff that people just naturally go up and sign on and go through the scrutineering. And as a newcomer, you learn the track, but you don't learn the little ins and outs bit like that, and that's the bits that can stress you out as a newcomer, not knowing what you're doing and missing a meeting or something like that. That can,
Yeah, it all adds to that bit of pressure, doesn't it? Because it is totally different to short circuit racing. You've known that procedure forever, and it just works in a totally different way.
Yeah, and no matter where you go, whether you're club racing or World Championship racing, you do your riders briefing, you sign on, you scrutineer. It's all in the same kind of fashion, same kind of order. Here, it's different. You scrutineer every night, you have your riders briefing at the start, sign on, your levers are separate, scrutineering, and it's all little bits like that can, just little bits where if you concentrate on the bike, it can niggle you if you don't quite know them, and little things can stress you out, and you need everything right, and that's where you need a bit of experience with you, and even coming as a novice, need an experienced mechanic to come with you to look after little
somebody
bits
just behind
like
you
that.
and sorting that stuff out. What was your first impression of the TT course when you got out there?
Well, everyone told me it would be bumpy, and of course when we arrived to the bump, I was like, yeah, that's fucking bumpy. But I came back with a smile, and like we improved every night and went faster and faster, and I just went more comfy, and like during the race I was so relaxed, I was so enjoying it. I just like, yeah, third lap it was good, I just thought, oh, maybe not, but we could nearly done a fourth lap, but yeah.
So is it the same being in the back? Obviously, Todd mentioned the bumps get worse and worse as the fuel load goes down.
Yeah, you
Could
can
you
feel it.
notice
Yeah,
that?
yeah, you can feel it on the back. Yeah, yeah, you jump a bit more on the platform. Yeah.
You wouldn't change the setup of the bike to try and compensate for that, would you? Or would you? potentially?
No, not really. It's the best of. You're getting some. It's very rough down the bottom. You get up around the top on the mountain, which I love. It reminds me, but back more Grand Prix racing.
Yeah.
There's some big third, fourth, fifth gear lefts, rights, and it's like being back to what I know. So you're constantly looking for a compromise. You can't set the bike up for the bumpy stuff and the smooth stuff. So,
I mean, how much setup can you actually do? Because if you look at it, the outfit behind us, there's this much travel in the suspension, and the
30 mil max.
there's
small
30 mil max with
profile
them, but there's a
tyres.
lot of adjustment that can be done with rake of the front wheel, your position of your chair wheel, each of them all toe in, and camber angles. There's a lot, but we've not done too much because you can get lost in it.
Yeah, we want to
And
learn
like you
it.
said, you need two bikes, so you're just trying to find good middle ground that will cope with that stuff and then do the lovely fast turns up on the mountain like they were saying.
And
So
every
you
lap's
just-
been
it's a
new to
compromise.
us. Yeah. Every lap's been new to us as well, so it's a bit of a waste of time adapting and changing stuff because we're going out and we're just naturally going a bit faster every lap, so we don't know if that's the bike or if that's
Just
us.
Full
So
knowledge,
it's nice to get to a standard and get to a pace this year, and then that gives us a good base next year to come back at, and then we can start tweaking stuff and playing about.
I know you came with just standard stock engines just so you can make sure there's no problems, do the laps. But I noticed I was commentating on your race and your top speed was down. And if you did just have that extra 5-6 mile an hour with a tuned engine, I think you'd have made even bigger step sooner.
Yeah, definitely.
Can you put something in place for the second race, or you've just got what you've got?
No, we've just got what we've got. Second race, we're just going to go out, same again, and just enjoy it. Like I said, I didn't realise how important it was. You get up to your Ballacrane section, like from Ballacrane. We watched it back the other night, and like the Crow lads catching Pete before he gets to Ballacrane. That is just balls out how fast your bike is to there. So it would be nice to have a bit more speed, but the 3 laps are more important to us.
How important is gearing on a I guess question for everybody? How important is that gearing on your sidecar?
It's massively important.
Critical,
Yeah, it is critical. We've played about with it a little bit, and we got so it's happy. With it. We undergeared it at first just to save the engine, everything like that, and we've been playing about with it as well. And we're short on the gearing now. Took some off the front and off the rear as well, because we have a problem with the chain being so long. I was finding it with us having bigger sprockets, the chain was sat higher and it was wearing through the seat. And then when you start getting the chain hit the inside of your legs, it's a bit. If you want kids later in life, it's not ideal.
It's a bit scary, isn't it?
Chainsaw your nuts off just to get to the finish. That's what you got to do.
But would you sacrifice a nut for a win?
Oh God, yeah.
There you go.
You got 2 nuts, haven't you? You've always got the other side to know that.
So that's it. The same again for the next race, like you say. Do you feel like Tom said with that engine? Do you feel slightly frustrated that it's probably going to be the engine or the bike or the outfit that kind of limits how far you can potentially go this year, or do you still see it as we're newcomers?
Yeah, I think we
let's
can
take it
still
easy?
go. Yeah, we can
wind
still
him
go
up,
quicker.
Graham.
I'm just saying. I'm just asking.
I think we can still go a bit quicker, a bit more track knowledge. Like I say, the engine. There's only little bits where it doesn't feel fast enough. Up over Crosby and that, it doesn't feel fast enough. But a lot of the other places, it still feels plenty
Can you
fast
feel that,
enough.
Manu? Can you feel that it isn't fast enough? Are you feeling like you need to get going a little bit more, or do you not realise it because you're not on the throttle?
Well, yeah, I'm not driving it,
Yeah.
but I realize the speed, of course. But yeah, I've never been on a sidecar with a tuned engine, so I don't really know.
Not yet.
Yeah,
Not yet.
the difference.
There might be a sponsor out there who wants to supply an engine.
So you're glad with the decision that you've made to come to the Isle of Man, and this is kind of the start of a long journey to get towards the front of the
Yeah,
the
this
sidecar
is the
race.
start of it, definitely now, yeah. Midway through practice week, I just come over the top of the mountain and had a little mountain mile. You get a chance to look at your temperatures and pressures and that, and I had a little thing, I'm enjoying it now. First night, it was rough. I had several headache tablets, went to bed. We had Tuesday off with weather and it maybe did us a bit of good, bit of time to get rested up and that, and then when we went out Wednesday, it nearly felt like someone had resurfaced the old track. Half the bumps weren't there anymore, and you're going quicker, so you start missing them and relax into it. It's when you tense up that the bumps get bigger.
When you say you miss the bumps, is that because you're hitting them at a higher speed that you're almost...
Yeah, you're skimming over the top of them,
yeah.
and you're relaxing with the handlebars and that as well. You're letting the bike move underneath you instead of generating you get the impact through yourself through tensing up, and that's when stuff starts pumping up and it starts hurting.
Hey Tom, we should leave these guys to it.
Oh, they've got a job on.
I was going to say you need to go and fix your sidecar, but
Kick a man while
That's
he's
not
down.
a good
Chris.
joke.
how did it feel being in the pit garage of Todd? Fierce rivals,
All right.
but you know, not anymore.
Yeah, there's always a little bit of needle, isn't there? You know what I mean? You're still a competitive person, and that year last year, you know, we had some big battles. We had some brilliant racing, genuinely did. Like there were one in Most, and it was just hammer and tongue the whole weekend, and it was brilliant. A great race at Spa, and well, the list goes on.
Anyway.
I'm retired and pointless talking about that stuff now.
What? Just quickly before we talk about tomorrow, what do you think Todd and Manu are capable of doing, given a few years around here, with the way they've set off?
I suppose that, you know, nothing against them, but the setup that they've got at the minute is fairly basic. They don't know what that bike's not proven, the chassis is not proven, so we don't know what it does towards 16, 17, 18 mile an hour laps. That's uncharted territory, and they need some support with engines. They need some more horsepower. You can't compete with just standard engines. But what they can do as a pairing, I'm sure, will just go on and on and on. I mean, you know, how long's a piece of string, and how committed do they want to be?
I mean, they look committed. And
Well,
they look like
yeah,
they're in it for the long haul as well.
Yeah,
They're not
that's
in
what Todd
to
was
tick a
saying.
box,
Yeah. He said at the launch, if I'm happy, I'll carry on. If I'm not happy, it's not for me, I'll stop. But he is happy, you know.
Yeah.
And he looks dead relaxed. I've not seen him like that. Normally, like a World Championship race, when you see him, he's a bit wound up and a bit got a lot going on. But
Yeah.
they seem dead relaxed, dead happy, and that lap time didn't scare them. You know, it won't out the box. So I'm sure they'll come again and find on Wednesday and find another mile an hour or two. I'm
Sure
sure.
will. Yeah. Right then.
Yes.
Racing commences tomorrow. We have got the RL360 Super Stock 3-lap race. And then we've got the Metzler Super Twin 3-lap race. But we've seen blue skies pretty much all day today. But as you can see just above us, I don't know if you'll be able to pick this up, but clouds are starting to roll in. Weather forecast isn't great for tomorrow. So fingers crossed we will see some racing and the schedule will go ahead. And if it does go ahead, are we going to see, he's going to get sick of us saying this, but he probably doesn't watch this, so it's fine, 27 on the charts for Michael Dunlop.
Well, let's be optimistic. Let's hope the weather comes right.
Yep.
Super stock. So Icky were fastest.
Yep.
In 34 mile an hour lap. Then Todd, then Michael.
Yep.
Then we had to look a bit further back for Jamie Coward. I think he was 6th or something.
Mm-hmm.
But he rode his super stock bike in the Superbike race, and just before they went out, he made some big changes just as a gamble, and he loved it.
Yeah.
And then he found 132.6, which slots him right in there with the top 3.
Yeah.
Dean, he was further back, maybe, I don't know, off memory, 6th or 7th in qualifying.
Yeah,
So
I
he's
think
not
7th,
quite got there, has he?
Yeah.
So we're looking at something brand new again. Michael will definitely want to make up for his losing the race on Sunday there on the Superbike, which hopefully he's got over that. The team says he has. He's calmed down, he's regrouped, and he's ready to go again. But Davey, how good is he on a Superstock bike? What he's been doing at British Championship,
That's what you would say that's what he is most comfortable on.
that's his bread and butter bike.
Yeah.
And he's going to throw his leg over it, and he's got so much confidence. He's approached it differently since that first Supersport race. He was a bit steady starting, and he got beat, but he thought later on in the race, I've got the speed. So he brought a different Davey to the Superbike race, and he came out the blocks,
Yeah.
you know, and he meant it, and he was pushing more and trying more. If it weren't for that mistake with the bike, well, for the problem the bike weren't starting, I would have seen a different Superbike race winner.
Yeah.
You know, so he's got something to prove now. He's carrying something. He wants to really prove that he is a race winner.
Yeah.
Around
And
here,
I
so.
think he's more than capable in this Superstock race. Super Twins. We talk about the big 3, potentially the big 4 now with Davey, but this is the big 10,
It's wide
20.
open.
It's
Wide
absolutely
open.
wide open. The list of riders that could potentially get a podium or even win this one. And we've got to remember, if you think back to last year, It became a war of attrition in the second race, but not so much in the first. So most of the bikes are reliable or will get through that first race without too many issues, probably. So, and if that's the case, Jamie Coward, Dom Herbertson, Mike Brown, Michael Dunlop, Peter Hickman, Davey Todd, who else? Joe Yeardsley, he was 12th
yeah, coming good
in qualifying.
Yeah.
So
where do you go with it? I mean, Michael was fastest in qualifying, and again, he's got a point to prove. He wants that 27th win.
Yeah.
But will he think, I've already had an engine failure, I'll just ease into it, I'll be steady. Some of the other bikes might be a bit more reliable, like David's Kawasaki. That's a proven package, you know, it's reliable. Your guess is as good as mine. It's going to be a mega race.
I think that's, again, we've said it time and again, this race is going to be the best race. This race is going to be the best race, but that Super Twin race, although they're not the biggest bikes and the fastest bikes, it's sure to be an absolute humdinger.
We've seen Michael on his little bike already, on his R6.
Yep.
And he was committed, tucked in, finding every bit of corner speed. And he's magic on them little bikes. And like we said, he wants that 27th. So you might just be looking at a Michael.
Let's hope tomorrow morning the raging bull wakes up.
I like what you've done there.
Thank you very much. So I get paid the big bucks. Right, let's leave it there. Make sure you hit that like button and that subscribe button, and leave your comments down below. Who do you think is going to win? 1, the Super Stock race, and 2, the Super Twin race. Thomas, until tomorrow, it's always a pleasure.